Bit like me.
We'll start with Dan Carn from Sky.
Morning, Ben.
Morning, Dan.
Nice to meet you. First of all, been a bit of an eventful week here at the club. First of all, Steve Cooper parting ways on Sunday evening with the club. Were you surprised about that news, and have you spoken to him since? How is he?
Yeah, a little bit unexpected in terms of the news that we got on Sunday. Obviously, a few messages back and forward with Steve, first and foremost, just to check that he's okay. Never nice, I think, when three good people lose their jobs. And then the focus has very quickly shifted onto getting back in with the players, preparing training and looking forward to the game tomorrow.
What has it been like this week in terms of taking training? What's the mood been like amongst the squad?
A bit of a whirlwind, as you can imagine. Obviously, like I said, your focus very quickly shifts to preparing training, looking at game plans. It's a tough game tomorrow. Any Premier League game is, but especially with Brentford. Players have been good, been professional, worked well, and that's all we can ask in this situation.
And when were you told you were going to take the team to Brentford tomorrow, and what was your reaction when you found out?
We've known for a few days, so midweek we kind of got the nod that we'd be taking the game at the weekend. We've worked on that proviso since Tuesday morning, since players have been back in, and we'll continue to do so until told otherwise.
Appreciate it. It's a difficult question in your position, but the club have been heavily linked to Ruud Van Nistelrooy as the next boss. Anything you can share with them?
Nothing at the moment. I was hoping you might be able to shed some light on the situation, but yeah, we probably know as much as what you do at the moment. We're just continuing and focusing on the game tomorrow.
And again, appreciate not easy question to answer, but some pictures emerged over the weekend of the players in Norway for it looks like a Christmas party. There was a sign about Enzo Maresca as well, I think. Has that been a subject of discussion this week about those pictures coming out and the sign about Enzo? Has that been kind of in discussion?
I think first and foremost, the lads had a couple of days off. Their decision in terms of what they do with that time off. Obviously, the issue you mentioned, the club have dealt with pretty quickly early in the week. Everybody's moved on. Like I said, the lads have been really professional, worked well, and we look forward to the game tomorrow.
And just finally from me, in terms of team news, any injury concerns? And we saw Harry Winks go off with what Steve Cooper said was a groin injury. How is he?
Yeah, Harry's the only one really. He's recovering well. Tomorrow will probably come too early for him, but we'll hopefully he'll join the group again soon. Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, Dan. We'll go to Damien from PLP.
Hi there, Ben.
Hiya.
In terms of tomorrow's game, it probably will only be a one-off. A prospect going to somewhere like Brentford, a fantastic home this is.
Yeah, they have been. Like you mentioned, a really good home record this year. Previous experiences of going there has always been that it's a tough place to go. Intensity, crowd, create a really, really good environment for a Premier League game. We go there hopeful, like you do with any Premier League game. We think we've prepared well, and we're just hopeful that we can show the best version of ourselves tomorrow, and hopefully that's enough to get 3 points.
In terms of a new manager coming in, apart from winning games, what are the priorities that he's got to face?
I think in these situations it's more just about some stability. I think the one thing that everybody at a football club in these times wants is some certainty. I think as soon as obviously a decision's made, I think everybody can then quickly move on, get behind that person and move forward.
Okay, Jason from TalkSport.
Hey Ben, good to speak to
Hiya.
you. What's been the message from the chairman, the owners to you and the players this week?
It's just been to give a positive account of ourselves and of the football club. Like I said to you before, it's never nice when people lose their jobs. We understand that it's part and parcel of the industry at times. It's not nice, but it is part and parcel of it. I've said we just have to focus on then making sure that the players are in the best position possible to go and give good account of themselves, put performance in that sort of reflects what the fans would expect. And like I said, hopefully that's enough to get 3 points.
Tell us more about yourself. I imagine not many fans, with respect, know a great deal about this. What are your strengths as a coach? What's your background?
Yeah, so I think, like you said, first and foremost, I'm a coach. I like to think my strengths lie on the grass, developing players, trying to make them better, trying to help them improve. So yeah, probably I would say, the bits on the pitch is the bits that I think I'm good at. We'll soon see, I guess, on Saturday if it's taking a team or not.
One of the big areas of concern this season has been conceding goals. I think the third worst in the Premier League this season. What do you put that down to?
I think it's, conceding goals in the Premier League, I think is a given at times. I think we all know, and that's going to happen. On the flip side, I think there's only the Man United game in the Premier League that we didn't score in. So, I think there's some give and take with everything. Obviously, we don't want to be conceding as many goals as what we have been. We want to be scoring more goals than what we are at the moment. Hopefully that starts tomorrow.
And the final one from me, whatever happens in the coming hours, days, weeks, is this group of players good enough to stay in the Premier League? Absolutely. What gives you that confidence?
I see them work every day. I have done since I arrived at the football club. They're good footballers. Yes, at times you do need a little bit of luck here and there. I think that balances out across the season. But yeah, from what I see on a daily basis in terms of their endeavour, their quality, I think they've got more than enough to stay in this league.
Good luck tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. We'll go to Owen from Radio Leicester.
Hi, Ben.
Hiya.
See you. You've talked a little bit about your reaction this week after Steve's departure. How have the players reacted from what you've seen on the grass and in preparation for this game?
Yeah, I think the players shared some of that unexpectedness early in the week. I think there's quite a lot of them in the group of been probably in similar situations before where, a manager's lost his job. And they know that that's the time when all eyes are going to be on them. They've been professional, they've worked well. And that's all we can ask of them at this moment in time.
You spoke before about how you'd been given the nod maybe earlier this week that you'd be taking the game this weekend. Have you been told how long you'll be taking the side for?
No, and obviously my immediate focus and immediate future is the game tomorrow. What happens beyond that, who knows? But, myself and all the staff that are still here will continue to work hard to give the best for the football club for as long as that is.
You've been on many Premier League touchlines, whether it be with Leicester City and Newcastle as well. I wonder what experiences you'll try and draw on this weekend to lead this team.
Quite a few, yeah. I've had, like you said, various different roles, at Newcastle and then the move here. Some difficult periods, some tough games away from home. Like I said before, having been at Brentford, you kind of know the environment that you're going to be stepping into. Just need to make sure that we're prepared for a quick start, I think. Obviously, the home record speaks for itself. As long as we're competitive and we match the intensity that the environment gives, then I think we'll be fine.
What have you made of Brentford in your analysis?
Good team. They've been established in the Premier League for a while now. You can see them starting to evolve. Our job this week's been to try and look at their key threats, how we're going to try to nullify them, and then how we can expose any weaknesses that we think they may have.
Just finally, what are the key elements, I guess, from your game, rather than nullifying Brentford, about the focus internally on how you best put on a good performance this weekend and therefore get...
Yeah, I think like you said, on your previous question, if we can match intensity, be competitive, if we can try to be a bit sturdier defensively and a bit more of a threat going forward, I think we'll be fine.
Ben, thank you very much. Best of this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Owen. We'll just take one from Colin from BBC East Midlands Today.
Just tactically, I think looking on from outside, one of the things that clearly happened was that Steve hadn't completely clicked with the players in terms of what he was trying to do with the plan. He had a very clear plan. What do you do with that tactically this weekend? Do you try and maintain what he was doing, or do you let the players take a measure of control over how the game played at the weekend? How do you handle that?
I think we take a bit of everything. Like you said, I think there was some really good elements to the way that Steve had us set up and the way that we played or tried to play. There's some obvious bits, that some of your colleagues here have mentioned about, being a bit tighter and a bit more resolute in defence. If we can try to change and tweak a few things in that respect, but then also think about how we can go and win the game. And to win the game, we need to score goals.
And sometimes there's a bounce, isn't there? A weird bounce at times of turmoil. Have you kind of felt that around? I'm not asking you to say everyone's really happy after Steve's gone.
No. I think
it gives you a lift.
I think you'll only feel and sense that tomorrow, in terms of the performance and the way that the players respond. I think training's been as good as any week we've had since I've been at the football club. Like I said before, the players have been really professional. They work well every day, and that's the thing that gives me hope most going into the game.
Okay, thank you very much.
Cheers, Colin. Okay, we'll wrap up the broadcast.